What are JavaScript mutation observers and how do they work? Imagine you are watching a live sports game and want to know whenever a goal is scored or a player makes a substitution. Now, think of mutation observers as your digital scoreboard that keeps an eye on changes happening in a web page's structure. They are a tool built into JavaScript that helps developers see when parts of a web page change, like when new content appears or existing content gets updated. This is especially useful when working with dynamic websites, where the content updates without a page reload. Mutation observers work by watching a specific part of the web page, called a DOM or Document Object Model node. You create a mutation observer by giving it a function that runs whenever changes happen. This function gets a list of details about what changed. Then, you tell the observer which part of the web page to watch and what types of changes to look for. These changes can include new elements being added, existing elements being removed, or attributes like class or style being changed. To set it up, you first write a function that will handle the changes. Next, you create an observer object with that function. Then you tell the observer which DOM node to watch and what to watch for using an options object. This object can specify if you want to monitor child elements, attribute changes, or text content. Once everything is set, you start the observation with the observe method. If you no longer need to watch for changes, you can stop it with the disconnect method. The options object is very flexible. For example, you can choose to watch only for changes in certain attributes or only when new child elements are added. You can also ask the observer to keep track of old values before changes happen, which helps in comparing before and after states. This makes mutation observers more efficient than older methods that relied on event listeners or polling, which checked for changes repeatedly and could slow down your web page. In web development, mutation observers are great for updating user interfaces automatically when the page content changes. For example, if you load new comments on a post, a mutation observer can detect that and update other parts of the page accordingly. They are also useful for lazy loading images or content, keeping data synchronized in real time, or reacting to changes in a web application without constantly checking for updates. In summary, mutation observers work by watching a specific part of a web page for changes, then calling a function with detailed information about those changes. This allows developers to respond instantly to changes in HTML content, making websites more interactive and responsive. They are a powerful tool in the modern web developer's toolkit for managing dynamic content and improving user experience.